On August 21st, RCMP officers unloaded pepper spray on a crowd at Ferry Creek. They said they did so to allow an injured officer to be airlifted out. That wasn't true. An investigation has revealed that the RCMP misled the public.
A member was knocked down and actually struck their head and ended up becoming unconscious, and they had to be airlifted out of the area. Direction was given to the crowd to follow police direction to move out of the way. They did not follow that direction. OC spray was deployed, and then they followed the direction, and that member could be removed from that area.
We revisited that day from 9 different angles, and we found that what the RCMP told us was in some ways misleading and in other ways was completely false. Much of the relevant action took place within a minute and a half. What you see here is all in real time. The crowd struggles against the police, one officer loses his footing and falls backwards. The protesters are in what's known as a blob, linking arms to prevent anyone from being singled out for arrest. They notice what's happening on the ground, and the police are shouting at them to move back. People within the crowd also signal to one another to move back, and they do, moving away from the officer on the ground. This directly contradicts what the RCMP told us, that the crowd was out of control and presented a danger to the officer. The officer on the ground crawls away while another officer runs to a truck to get pepper spray. By now, the officer who fell is clear of the crowd and moving on his own power. It's apparent that if he was knocked unconscious, it was extremely brief, and that if he received medical treatment, it wasn't right there at that moment. BC Emergency Health Services tell us they treated protesters on the scene for exposure to pepper spray, but no other injuries were reported. As the officer returns with the pepper spray, he passes the one that had been on the ground. In the meantime, 2 vehicles have been able to get around the crowd, which has now been contained. This disproves what the RCMP said about the need to clear the route for evacuation. The pepper spray wouldn't be used for another 3 minutes and 15 seconds from this moment.
No, we need to get vehicles